Join Sean and Brad as they talk about sports and share a beer. From the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the United States. Over to you, boys.
Hey everybody, hey, what's good with you? Hey, Sean and Brad, Guys Beer Sports, Season 2, Episode 16. Here we are. Sean's still with his background, so it looks a little fuzzy, but good to see your face, my friend. How are you?
I'm good, man. You know what? I'm just going to do without the background. It's annoying, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know.
I'd say something to you, but I'll keep it to myself. Hey, look, there you are.
Yeah, you're pretty nice. You're pretty nice to me just not to do that. It just looks barren right now because we're getting ready to move, so trying to hide that. Yeah.
Just embrace it. Yeah. It's like you're trying to buy a t-shirt that's too big for you. Like everyone knows what's going on.
That barely happens, but when it does, it is embarrassing.
I'm just saying, you're just trying to hide something. We all know. Like, you see the guy in the street with the big t-shirt on, like, hey, bro, we all know you're fat. Yeah, don't worry about it. The only time that ever works is if you're cold and, like, it's a sweatshirt. Like, you can wear a size larger sweatshirt to be a little bit better with the layering. But, like, you can't wear the bigger t-shirt.
No. I have one that's like that, though. But I'm gonna give myself a little slack here. But we bought that one shirt there because it was, I think, the only size that was left, and I'm like, I need to have it.
No.
Yeah, but now it's just a pajama top.
just cut the sleeves off and just embrace it. Just be a big flowy summertime shirt. That's fine.
Like the way you think.
I've got a sweatshirt that I wear to sporting events because I can wear another sweatshirt underneath it and then put a jersey over it. So like I wear it to like football games in December, so you still, because that's the hard part about, December football games is your jersey out.
You're in the Pacific Northwest. What are you talking about? It's a hard part.
Yeah, you gotta have two sweatshirts on.
I'll give you that.
Not cold enough for a sweatshirt and a coat. You gotta go two
sweatshirts. True enough.
I'm not saying it's cold. I'm just saying it's big. But I remember being at a playoff game and somebody beat us. I don't remember what it was. I remember it was a playoff game. It was whatever. And the guy was coming by from their fan, and he was like, "This is back when I was actually, had some decent size to me."
Yeah.
And he walked by and was like, "Hey, bro, next time, buddy," and like patted me like on the chest, and I felt him touch my pec, and was like, his eyes got real big. He's like, "I'm really sorry." Like I could just tell, like he thought that I was heavier, like I was fatter than I was. I'll never forget that look in his eye. It was like all of a sudden was panic of like, "Oh no!" Like I just grew up to man.
Rubbed a man. What is it? Is it a chubby guy a man too? Is he not?
Yeah, but it's less gropey when it's like not.
Yeah, I don't get it though. Yeah, it's true. Like you feel like you have licenses.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you what happened. Like I don't,
Because I've been on both sides of the fence.
Yeah,
I've been really in great shape, and I've let myself go.
Yeah, me too.
And it's two separate ways that they treat you.
Yeah,
other men.
It's weird.
It's crazy. Can't believe we're having this conversation.
I don't know why you think we wouldn't have this conversation. We're both on that side of the fence. We know what's going on.
That's it. They're like, hey, there's that side where it's like, oh my, I made a real mistake. You feel like granite. Yeah. Then there's that side where it's like, oh, you're soft. Yeah. Let me comfort myself.
Both ways are wrong. You shouldn't stop touching me.
That's it. That's the moral of the story. Don't touch me.
Yeah, and that's just the thing. Yeah, it's there's people all over the place that's how it works. Like, I learned it earlier. I was like, oh, that's like you get groped, but it's not like I don't want to say groped. Grope's not the right word.
No, but it's true though. It's true. When it's another man, he is kind of groping another man.
Even if it's not though, even if it's not, you ever had a girl grope you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not below the belt, but like
no, up above, and they're like
molesting your arm.
Yeah,
what are you doing? Like I could not do this to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop touching me.
Like they do take liberties.
Yeah, you want it. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want you to touch me.
And you just sit there and awkwardly like, No.
What are you gonna do, Sean? That's the thing, right? What are you gonna do?
That look in your face, your eyes are a little closed. Yeah, your mouth is like just a little open, and you're like
Well, it's
putting
always
on
like
this weird smile.
it's always the squeeze by. You got to be like in a tight spot, right?
Yeah.
And then someone goes by you and they just catch your arm, and then you get the little. I'm like,
Okay. I am guilty of doing that though. I like doing that though. I am.
people that you know or strangers.
Both. If I'm meeting somebody for the first time, I'll sneak it in with a handshake and then a.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm talking about like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we don't
like
do
a
lot of
handshake and you grab that arm, so you can just feel.
fine.
You can
Listen,
feel like you know.
That's okay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, you're in a situation where you're passing in a hallway, and they're trying to.
Well, no, I'm not. No.
And they just make contact and give you a little, like, there's no hello, how you doing? There's just a straight beep. Like, that's just,
That reminds me of that Seinfeld episode where George was going to get that job as a bra salesman and just starts touching the dress there. Oh, man.
In restaurants, I'll be sitting there just, whatever, and someone will come up and pull the sleeve of my shirt up because, I just want to see more of your tattoo. Like,
oh, that's aggressive.
This is an art gallery. What are you doing here? Like, back,
You loved every second of it.
I like hugs on my terms.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's creepier than I wanted it to.
It sounded just the way it had to sound there, Brett.
I don't mind the contact. I used to have more problems with personal space, but now with all these kids running around, like, I don't have any personal space issues. You can right, it's whatever. I don't have any personal space.
Man. Hey, why don't you give a shout out to our sponsors?
Sponsors. Yeah. Hey, last night, Nikki and I went on a date, as we're prone to do these days, and the world's opening back up. Went and saw Fast and Furious 9 because that's what we do. We go see those movies, as far-fetched as they are. But afterwards, we went and had dinner at Flyers, and so shout out to Flyers for always being great to us, being our good sponsor. Corner of 20 and Whidbey Avenue here in Oak Harbor, Washington. Hey, man, they were crazy busy. It was awesome to see.
That's good to see. That's good to hear.
Our good friend Tony was in there, and I got to talk with Tony for a little bit. Tony's the head brewmaster at Flyers, and some of that we really enjoy. But I was reminded last night that I don't know that I've made this talk here, but Tony's not only a brewmaster, an national award-winning brewmaster, right? Crafts these amazing beers. He's also the head varsity girls soccer coach for the local college here.
Yeah, you brought that up very briefly one time. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking about recruiting last night. He's got games going on, and Tony just puts in work just for the love of the game, and it was cool to talk to him about that, and then business has really been picking up, and it's good. We have they have some staffing issues like every restaurant does, which is crazy to hear, but
yeah,
the staff they have is fantastic, high character folks. So food was wonderful, drink was wonderful as always. So thanks, Tony, for your hospitality. We appreciate you. Folks, go see Flyers Brewery. And
awesome. Hey, big shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then Sean, we also have that Smooth My Balls, folks, right? That's the other side of the deal. So folks, www.smoothmyballs.com/guysbeersports, get you 15% off. Go check out their inventory, get them done. Get yourself a routine, fellas and ladies. Listen, fellas, every time you get your haircut, get all your haircut. You know what I mean? Make you a happier person. Summertime, you got to be clean, right? Just do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else in your life. Do it for you. If other people enjoy it, then it's cool. But just
you don't want any Turkish delight.
Stride, right? You have a little better stride in your step when you're all put together.
Absolutely, you don't want any Turkish delight. No anything like that. Yeah. Slash.
It's got to get it right. Keep it right. Keep it tight, kids.
I like it.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, when were you going to mention that I am the prognosticator of the NHL, and I was close with the Islanders. I called it 7 games. It was a 1-0 victory for Tampa. Congratulations, Tampa Bay. But I got it right, nail on the head. Montreal in 6 over Vegas.
Well, I mean, it's easy when you're just picking every round and then you're wrong and you're wrong. I mean, trash cans get steak every once in a while.
Wow. Listen, man. Trash cans get steak every once. I love it. Listen, I got it right because I've been watching the Canadians play, and nobody gave the North Division a chance. And now you guys have to have a look at the North Division, the way that we play the hockey.
Yes.
Americans. That's exactly what I'm saying when I'm saying you guys.
Don't come at me like I haven't picked them in every series they've been in this year.
Oh, no, you have. Yeah. Including the first one, which hurts so much, Brad. That hurts so much.
It's hard for you to say that you're the guy that picks the winners when clearly of the two of us. I'm the guy that picks the winners.
No, you picked Vegas, though, at 7. You picked Vegas at 7.
Did I? No, I said I won. I don't know that I weighed in after game 1. I said I wanted to see how game 1 went.
That's true. You did say that. And then it was Reed that said, that's right. It's going to be Vegas.
Yeah. Well, he just went the opposite way of what he wanted to go.
I know. Well, as I stated,
great hockey.
It's been fantastic hockey. I've been blown away by both series, except for that 8-0 game. The rest of the games have been close.
That brings me to a point. This was going to be my one-on-one question, but let's just get out of the way right now because it's more sports than.
No. Save it for the moment.
It's more. We can talk about it now because it was a big deal.
All right. Okay.
This is sports in general, right? When your team is getting blown out, do you see a shutout as better than a single score? So, like, think about football, like a 35-3 game, or an 8-1 game in hockey, or something like that, or you got zeroed. Which one, as a fan, would you be happier with?
Well, I'd be happy with neither, but I understand what you're trying to get at.
You got to take one.
Then it's got to be the one score.
Yeah.
You just break that shutout at least, right?
Yeah, but here's what I thought about when I was watching it. I'm watching this shellacking, right, that Tampa's putting on them, and I'm watching the last 3 minutes because there was nothing else on. So, but they were trying. Well, 8-0 game in hockey is
it's true. It's over.
But I also watch the 49-0 games in football. You're just watching for plays, right? You're watching for these moments of whatever. And they were still trying to defend so hard. You know what I mean? And I thought, man, I think I would rather be shut out than have a single point scored because that means the other team didn't care enough to try anymore.
Right. Yeah. I like the way you're thinking on that. Because it's true. If you're up 8-0, why are you even trying on defense? But it does speak a testament to what Tampa Bay has been doing out there. And New York Islanders, they were that dark horse team going in. Same thing with the Habs. I mean, dark horse team all the way.
It's cool that we still get an underdog, right? I mean, no one, even the people we know in that Montreal fan base didn't think that this team.
Oh, no. They thought that the Leafs were going to beat them like within 6, and the very fact that they're here now should state that this is how important goaltending is. And I don't think we've seen goaltending like this in a long time. Long time. I haven't seen a goaltending performance like this since Marty Brodeur. You
can apologize to him.
To who?
To the goaltender.
Which one?
This goaltenders in general, because you were like, the star of your team can't be your goal.
I never said that. I said it takes good goaltending to win the Stanley Cup.
You did not say that. You're like, if you said if your best player is a goaltender, you've got real problems. That's what you said.
I'm gonna have to listen on this one here, Brad. I say a lot of things. No, I'm gonna take your word on this. I love it
that you're at least acknowledging you say a lot of things.
I'm going to take your word on this.
I have a lot of bad takes, so I'm just going to have to go back and listen.
The thing is that, it does start with your goaltending and then comes out, right? But it's true that if you can't put the puck in the net, like, look at Roberto Luongo. He was on Florida for so long. He had one of the best save percentages in the NHL, yet one of the worst goals against averages because he was getting pelted every night. Yeah. So, okay, you're getting 40 shots and you let in 3 goals. You got a great save percentage, but man, oh man, it's like.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes again. You're talking about analytics now at this point, right? And to looking at numbers. I'm talking about just like straight talent, right? Like if your goaltender is the best goaltender, you've got to have a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is too, is like, I don't know, Marc Bergevin, I have whatever, like, I mean, he's not my GM, but he's going to be extended in Montreal just because of what happened here. But heck, have a look at that. He's mixing old players with young players, and he's getting really great results.
You mean he's bringing old veteran leadership to help the young guys know how to win?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that the Leafs did it the wrong way. The Leafs brought in the wrong veterans.
Maybe.
It's true because Corey Perry.
I still think if Tavares doesn't go down, it's a different series. But
no, yeah, I think so too. But
even if he's just limited, right? Even if he's just able to suit and get on the bench, like, and play limited minutes, I still think the series is maybe a little different.
Maybe.
I
just thought
of two teams right there.
Yeah. Well, I just thought what a stroke of genius for the Montreal Canadiens to have those youngsters sit out the first couple of games and then insert them in.
Yeah.
And just to have them.
Their coaching is big, right? But it's interesting that, like, in a lot of sports, and hockey hasn't always fit this box for me. It's like the best player shouldn't matter the position of the best player, and coaching matters,
right?
The adjustments they make, and that's what Montreal's doing. Their best player is not the traditional best player, but he's still phenomenal and killing it. And then that coach is making such in-game adjustments or just in-series adjustments. Man, he's not
even on the sidelines. He's sitting at home right now, all isolated.
Who was? Remember that happened in Cleveland?
Yeah. Stefanski.
Stefanski got, caught with the COVID and had to coach from the basement.
Yeah, that was quick though, man. Like he was there, then he was back in for the next series. This is like 2 weeks. Ducharme's got to sit out there. It's crazy.
Well, it just happened to be the time. Remember, he got through the bye week, so he just missed the one game. But he wasn't.
Oh, true. You're right. Yeah.
Everything's a product of the schedule.
Did you hear what apparently, from what I'm understanding, I guess it was the GM of Vegas and Dominic Ducharme, the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, were having supper somewhere and they both got the COVID. What's going on there?
Why are you even having dinner with that guy? I mean, that's just the thing.
Anyways.
Hey, let's talk about my Seattle Kraken. I like how I segued into that.
I like it. You just took it and ran with it. Yeah.
Tell me right about this new coach that we hired. I see that he's a product of the Toronto system, so I need to know who it is.
I haven't had to look at that. I got to be honest with you. I've been
a little
busy. Yeah.
It's your sport. It's my 5th favorite sport. Why are we talking
about
this here?
Well, Seattle Kraken.
Come on.
Man. Well,
do you want me to come in and save you, or are you going to look it up while we're talking?
I'm looking him up here. Oh, Dave Haxtell. Okay.
The one.
Wow, he's your head coach, eh?
Yeah.
Dave Haxtell. Interesting. What has he done?
Well, he turned North Dakota into a perennial powerhouse in college.
There you go.
And he went and worked for the Flyers for a couple years.
Yeah.
A couple playoff runs.
I see that.
Maybe. They got bounced out in his 3rd year. He was maybe your defensive coordinator, if that's a thing, in Toronto for a handful of years.
Probably working for the defenseman. Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but
here's the thing: is that these, like, it's good. It's good that you guys went a whole different way, really, too. So that's excellent.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, a lot of these guys, when they end up coming in there the second time around, they learned from their first times, and then
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at what happened. I mean, it's football, but Belichick has that story. Pete Carroll has that story. I mean, how many coaches have that story where they weren't good in their first stint? They go and explore other things, then come back and are better for it.
Well, I mean, that's great for you guys. At least you have a coach. That's good.
Room on the bandwagon. Let's see who they get.
Oh, you already have a lot of Leafs fans that jumped over there. Man.
It's crazy to watch like the Seattle fan base already clamoring. TJ Oshie is rumored to be on the move out of Washington to come to maybe back to Seattle. I say back to Seattle. He was born in Mount Vernon, right? And so
right.
Which is close to me, but close to Seattle area. So he'd be a bit of a homecoming for that boy. He played, young hockey here until they realized, oh man, we got a generational talent.
Right.
Or well, not generational, but we have a real talent. They moved to Wisconsin so you can play high school hockey there, and there's a couple of big names, man. The more that I pay attention to this expansion draft, like the more I think that you're right, that Seattle's going to be loaded for the first 3 years.
Yeah. And then you have to worry about contracts after that. Yeah. It's
cap management.
That's it. But yeah, no, Seattle's going to be in good, it's like Vegas right now, right? It's like they're going to be in good company altogether. What was I looking?
Come on through. Like, who wins the cup first? Do you think it's Seattle or Toronto?
Wouldn't that be Seattle or Toronto? What? Man, oh man, this is just.
Wouldn't that be? Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm not agreeing to this. What are you asking me to agree to?
What in the world? Where did that come from? Holy crap!
Competitive nature.
I tell you. Oh man. What about Cole Caulfield? It's so funny. You're mentioning Wisconsin. It just popped up in my head. JJ Watt is because he's a ex-Badger as well.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a Caulfield jersey. And he's played 58 games altogether this season. So this is including his NCAA. He was just playing in the NCAA championships not even that long ago, like in January.
Yeah.
So NCAA, World Juniors, and NHL, he has 41 goals in 58 games. Unbelievable. This kid is unbelievable. And now you're talking about TJ Oshie being a Badger coming over to Seattle, which I think is a great move if they do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
I'm already going to hate the Seattle Kraken. They've pilfered so many Maple Leafs fans. People are going to be there going, I'm a Kraken fan. It's like, oh my goodness.
Well, I'm not pilfering anybody. I mean, that's your own organizational failure. Because they're going to the open restaurant doesn't mean they like the restaurant. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like,
I don't know. They must think the food's better. There goes Daisy. Wow.
Well, it speaks more to your fan base than it does to mine. Like, there's no one to pilfer. There's no reason to pilfer. Right? That's just the thing. Yeah. They're like, okay, expansion is better than what we have, and that's a really sad place to be as a fan base. So.
Okay, let me tell you this story here quickly. So here I am. As most people know, my father passed away this past Monday. So I had to go to where he was over there, and lots of family over there. And one of my cousins is married to this one really heavy duty Habs fan. Hey, Rich, how you doing? Anyways, Rich tells me he was born in 1967. And when the priest got a hold of him, he told his parents that as long as this kid is alive, the Maple Leafs will never win another Stanley Cup. So he said that in front of me, to me. And I'm like, well, Rich, I have to kill you at some point.
Wow.
Love you, Rich. I'm not going to kill you. I don't believe in it. But that was like, that put a smile on my face. I'm like, really?
Yeah, Rich's dad's a real fan to make up something about a priest saying some shit. That's wild.
I know. This is how deep the hate is too for between the Habs and the Leafs.
It's been fascinating to watch though, because I have a decent amount of Canadian friends, compared to the typical American, right? We got a pretty good, smorgasbord of Canadian friends. We're really friends, like people I know for real. And then watching my Facebook and Instagram turn to Canadians fans when I know that they're not. These Canuck fans, and these Toronto fans, and all these other fans of these other teams. Now it's like the Blue Jays all over again. Like, Montreal West over here.
I love it.
I want it. Like, I want to get behind it, but like, I just can't. Like,
well, for me, it's easy because it's the last Canadian team left. So of course, I'm going to cheer very reluctantly.
No one else feels that way here, though, right? Like, we're like, oh, it's the last American team in hockey. Like,
yeah, but you guys have we only have 7 teams. It's like there's 32 teams that's going to be happening.
It's not a national sport. Maybe it'd be different if it was football. Like, it would be something, but it's not. It's just not. Like,
I don't know why.
Toronto ends up going to the World Series and still never like U.S. versus Canada. It's this whatever that fan.
Oh, in Canada it is.
I know it. Well, it always is, right? That's what I'm saying. But it's just Toronto West in some regards,
Yeah.
But it's always fascinating to me, like how quickly the allegiance is turned.
I like what caught on here in Canada is like all these national monuments everywhere being lit up in the Habs colors. It's like Niagara Falls. Man, no, I'm excited. Stanley Cup playoffs. The Stanley Cup itself playoffs starts Monday, so I'm excited. It's going to be great.
Turn. Turnaround. So. Which maybe gives Montreal a bit of an advantage, right? An extra day or two of rest. Yeah, totally. Who ends up being? This is how naive I am. Who's the top? Who has home ice advantage? It
would be Tampa. Tampa's got home ice advantage, considering that Montreal is the 18th entering into the.
I didn't know how it works. Sometimes like in baseball, it's silly, right? It's whoever wins the All-Star game, or
right. Yeah. No, there's none of that. It's number one. Yeah.
If it was, whoever ate the most poutine or
whatever. Yeah. Hey, I am neglecting a whole nother playoffs that's been happening there in the association.
Yeah.
Let's jump over to that. My goodness.
Trae Young is a man. I don't know that I've had as much fun watching a player in quite some time. Trae Young is doing amazing things. Like, he's not a superstar yet, but he's for sure a star. Like, who thought Atlanta would be in the Eastern Conference Finals? I don't think
there was anybody that would have been able to.
I know Hawks fans that didn't think they'd get this far.
Yeah. And they look good. They look good against the Bucks too.
He feels a lot like a young Iverson to me.
Yeah.
Right? When you talk about stature and just like heart and, just the penchant for big shots, like he's,
Well, here's the thing:
the hole, taking contact, playing deep. You see him D'ing up Giannis on a switch that he had no business being in, and him trying to back him down, and Trae Young having no fear. And man, I love everything about him. I have a really hard time with Oklahoma sports because of Bob Stoops. Like, Bob Stoops ruined Oklahoma sports for me.
Right.
Bob Stoops, the coach from the late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
Just an atrocious person, in my opinion. So it's tainted me for all Oklahoma sports. But man, Trae Young has turned the tide for me.
It's
a lot of fun to watch.
It's been amazing, right? Because like after watching the Bucks and the Nets, which was it was a great series. I mean, honestly, would it have gone 7 games? You had Kyrie Irving in there and James Harden and everybody all playing together. I don't know, but
I do. And the answer is no.
Yeah.
Tell me that Kyrie doesn't make a difference in a game that comes.
He sure does. Absolutely, he does.
Kyrie Irving doesn't push you over, so you don't go to overtime. Come on.
No. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it would have been a different thing. I think the Bucks is a two trick pony.
So here's the thing.
Mhm.
Giannis, as great as Giannis is individually, is not a superstar nor a leader. Because you know
No,
who doesn't touch the ball in the last 5 minutes of a game when it matters? Giannis,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. Those are the two that are getting the ball, and they're running plays for those two. They're
Well,
not trying to post Giannis up. They're not giving him the ball. It's not free throws. I mean, his free throws are atrocious, but that's not why. He makes terrible decisions. He turns the ball over when it matters.
and he'll take 5 steps to the net.
Yeah.
I mean, to
He's
me, Giannis,
unreliable in crunch time. He's unreliable
yeah,
in crunch time. He's
well, he's
the
unreliable all game. He just because he gets the ball so much.
Yes, that's a great point. But when it really matters, when it's going to shoot you in the foot, when you need a bucket, Giannis ain't your guy.
Yeah, like he just gets the ball a lot. That's why he gets a lot of points because you have a look.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's a good point. It's the same way I feel like he won MVP the same way that James Harden did, and like the MVP is more tainted in the NBA than it is in any other sport. I think because it's about production and not about who actually is the most valuable player.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I figured to myself, you could stop those two, Middleton and Giannis. You got a
Even
good chance.
even if you just stop one of them, if you stop Middleton or Holiday and let Giannis go, like
That's true.
let Giannis have 45 and they're still going to get a loss.
Yeah.
Take it.
And the thing is, I mean, I felt I was watching Kevin Durant's last shot there in Game 7, trying to go for it. So there's 2 times, right? The one that his foot was on the 3-point line,
Yep.
and he just missed it. He was still on the 2-point line.
He wears a size bigger shoe on the court than he does in actual life.
Wow. Well, I'm sure he's kicking himself now.
Well,
He took that shot. It was just a tie game. And then after that, in the overtime, when he's trying to go for that other 3-pointer, it's just an air ball. And I'm like, oh, man, you can't. You can't put that much on the one man. It's like
playing 52 minutes a night is rough.
But that's what happened.
Dumbass.
Now, when I look at the Clippers, remember I was telling you early in the season, in the series, like early in the playoffs there, that I thought Kawhi had that same look on his face, like when he's determined, I'm going to bring a championship here. But then his ACL goes. And I'm there going, man, how are they still in this series? Because it's like Paul George is playing. I don't understand.
Paul George is a bit bipolar as a player.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can see it. He's just never on. He's never consistent. He's either off. It's very difficult.
Well, do you remember last year in the bubble where he said he was having mental issues and stuff like that? And like he was having a hard time dealing with the stress and everything. And now it's like, what's going on?
He's having a hard time dealing with the stress.
Yeah.
That's not to make light of mental issues. Like
no.
We all get it, but like, man, don't say it's because of the bubble. Maybe you just got an issue. Maybe it's your problem.
Yeah. I hear that.
It'd be fascinating to watch whoever comes out. I really think that the Bucks are probably the champion.
Yeah.
Of the 4 that's left, I don't know who's going to do it. Whoever comes out of the West is going to be so beaten up and tired.
Is Chris Paul
Atlanta? Yeah, Chris Paul's back, and I think there was a bit of a hitch in Game 3 because Chris Paul was back, and they hadn't had him for a couple of games. I think they'll be back to, but I still think that series goes 7. I think Game 1 for Atlanta was a fluke. I think they came out and just punched Milwaukee in the mouth, but ultimately, I think that Milwaukee has more horses than Atlanta does.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like. So I think the Bucks probably close their series out in 5, and then the other one goes 7, and then the Bucks just kind of walk through whoever comes out of the West. Because that's still the thing. I mean, Giannis is going to put his points up, but you're not going to stop Middleton and Holiday, and just all their other players, right? I mean, Robert Lopez is playing out of his mind this year. Completely right, and he's just remade himself, consistent with that little corner 3.
Is that Robert or Brooke? Is it Brooke Lopez or?
I think Robin is in Milwaukee and playing.
Okay, it is Lopez brothers.
Yeah. I don't know that Brooks is there still. He was there last year for sure, but I don't know that he's anywhere right now.
Got it. man, it's been interesting. Like, seeing the Bucks go on to the conference finals again. I mean, they really have the best chance to finally win a championship. First one since Kareem. It'll be something. I think Milwaukee will go nuts.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, like they'll go nuts.
It was interesting to watch how crazy that fan base was in Game 7 against Brooklyn. They're all outside, watching, kind of going crazy.
Oh yeah,
it was cool to see.
Yeah.
I have a certain affection for small market teams. So.
No, for sure. And then, but that's the thing is all these teams are kind of small market teams. Phoenix, the Clippers, Hawks.
Clippers are a small market team.
They used to be. Come on now.
They're second fiddle in a small market team. The Clippers are the little brother, but they're in a big,
big market. Yeah. Well, look at Phoenix, though. I mean, it's something right now.
Fair.
Who's the only champions out of here, really? I mean, previous championships, Atlanta and Milwaukee, right? That's it. I can't remember when the Clippers won. No, the Clippers did win, but I can't remember when. And Phoenix never won an NBA.
The Clippers have never won.
Never won, eh?
Been to the conference finals. This is the first time in 50 years that they've been to the conference finals.
Crazy. That's crazy to even think. Jeez.
Yeah, that's wild. They've never won. I don't know that Phoenix has won. I don't believe
they've never won. No.
The Barkley era didn't win. And
no.
The Steve Nash era didn't win. So I can't imagine that they ever have. But.
And the Bucks was Kareem before he went to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And the Hawks, I believe, won one beforehand.
Yeah. But it's all so old, like it's going to be
Yeah. No, it's been great. It's great not to see LeBron in the finals for the first time in a while. It's great not to see Golden State.
Yeah, it's a fun. Yeah, I have less of a anti-rooting stance than I have before, which is
it's been nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, just watching basketball. It's been nice. Yeah.
We famously don't talk much about baseball here because the season's so long. We'll talk about it as the postseason picks up. But Tatis and Ohtani are both having phenomenal things happen in the regular season right now. And so I hope that you're paying attention to it because it's absolutely crazy. I know it's the West Coast and it happens late for you, but man, you got to see what they're doing. Like it's generational stuff.
I'm looking at them. I'm looking at Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
Tatis hit 3 home runs in 4 innings last night.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. How many home runs does he have so far?
I don't know. I don't keep track of that kind of stuff.
Looking at Vladdy Guerrero Jr., I think he's over 23 right now.
I think him and Vladdy are going to be. I mean, they're going for the home run title. Those two, right?
Yeah. And here's the thing: is that nobody's paying attention. Yeah, he's up to 25 now. Nobody's paying attention to the Vladdy and the Blue Jays because you do have Tatis and you do have Ohtani doing great over there.
People out and hitting 460 feet bombs, man. Like,
it's
Ohtani's doing is otherworldly. Like, it's something that our generation.
It is because he's a pitcher too, right?
Never seen.
And I remember watching it. It is crazy to see that. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's been an interesting season. I'm glad it's a full 162 games. I'm glad we're going to see the whole thing go out, and
it's
going to be interesting.
I kind of like it being condensed and being. I know the players, I'm sure, don't like it, and we'll probably see some injuries that we shouldn't see. But as of just a fan, like, man,
yeah,
I love it being so many games back to back.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. No, I've been paying attention. We haven't been talking about it on the podcast because otherwise it's like so many teams to talk about, and it's like, but the Jays look solid. Pirates is nice to see the Pirates are back again, man. It's like nice to see them doing that.
Even the Giants, that's the thing too. There's a bunch that are running around that are. I mean, even my Mariners were like 3 games above 500.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't sound like much for most people, but listen.
No, in the West.
In You're going into July and the Mariners are above 500. Like, man, we haven't seen this season in 20 years.
Man, it's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet just to watch the postseason happening there too. It's too bad they're not going back to that extended postseason. It's back to the wild card,
right? That made it. That was a lot like the NBA doing their thing and expanding the postseason to the seeds, right, to 10.
But it's nice though because you get that a little bit of extra whatever in your.
Listen, the play-in games for the NBA were amazing this year.
Oh awesome. Yeah.
I've seen LeBron and Steph play to see who goes to the playoffs. Like, it's awesome.
Yep.
Absolutely
I agree.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love single elimination stuff. That's why I love football so much and why I love the NCAA basketball tournament. Is single elimination is where it's at for me.
I just think, man, like there's so much that rides on it. I hear what you're saying because you could have.
I understand the need for series.
Yeah,
I fully do.
Yeah.
Right, that's fine. But I enjoy the single elimination. That's why I love Game 7 so much. Right, like
because it is. That's now you're
the same die or go home mentality. It's just good sport.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean that is why I think we love football so much is because of that.
I can't wait for football season.
Yeah. It's right around the corner, brother. It's right around the corner. There's nothing to be stressed.
We're at the spot where we're at a spot where like all the GMs and coaches are super nervous right now because they don't have any control. Like mini camps broke, right? So now you've got like 3 or 4 weeks before training camp kind of starts to ramp up again, and this is like where all the players are going to go. You got 3 weeks of freedom.
We mentioned it on this podcast, man. It's like players now have a lot more control over their.
I don't even mean that. I just mean like you got guys that are going to go bomb out and show their ass potentially and end up in court or jail or whatever else. Like every GM's not sleeping well, waiting for the phone to ring in the middle of the night because they got to go bail so and so out of the whatever they were doing. There's always some knucklehead, right? I don't even say knucklehead. It's not even the right word. But there's always some player that makes an egregious decision this time of year. Usually like, oh, so-and-so was involved in a bar fight at 2:50 in the morning. You're like, man. But then again, I remember being 23 years old and I didn't have millions of dollars, so it's hard to talk about.
I don't know. I like what the NHL does with the youngsters is like they keep them usually with a veteran player. They stay with the family and everything like that until they're 21 or something like that. So they have some sort of.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about guys that are like 21, 24.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that in football, they start a little.
This is the wife question of the week.
Hey, I got a wife question of the week here.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right.
Thanks to Joe for carrying us in this segment because I'm terrible at remembering to ask Nikki.
So the wife question of the week, and I liked it. I'd like to get your thoughts on it. It's like
you've already looked at it.
She mentioned it to me, and because she said it was going to be a tough one, so she told me beforehand. But the wife question, So it's how important are fathers when it comes to sports?
Interesting. I don't know. I don't know that there's a good answer for that. I don't know that it matters as much. I think that anybody can fill that role. I know some moms that are great in sports, in pushing their kids to be better, and I think that just a good parent is essential for that. I don't necessarily know that that's a role of a father or a mother. I think it's a personality.
I think I think that the mother can do. Like you look at LeBron, right? It was
well, there's a lot of that. We can parse that thing out a little bit, but I mean, just really like I know some moms that are just know how to motivate their kids. You watch them from the sidelines. Parents across the board either can motivate their kids, not take an interest in their kids, or be detrimental to their kids. There's definitely a spectrum of things that can happen. I think that if you have two committed parents to a sport, I think that child is probably ahead of his contemporaries. But Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, I appreciated it for sure.
Yeah.
I read it first because I didn't want to cry beforehand. So.
Are you cry beforehand and not during?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Man. Hey, I didn't get a chance to wish you a happy.
Dr. Brad or whatever, and then you'd be crying. Here's what you gotta do, Sean. You gotta.
Hey, I never got a chance to wish you a happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Yeah, man. Did you see Mick Foley, what he did?
Yeah, I saw. It's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool there. I was thinking about sharing it to the fans. I don't know.
What do you let him see? Let him see what he's saying. They find that on Cameo. Is that where they hooked that up at?
Actually, on our Guys Beer Sports there as well. They could totally find that there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, how do they get it figured out for
themselves?
No, how did you get to see it? It was
I ended up seeing it because it was Joanna ended up setting it up with Cameo there, and it was pretty cool.
Cameo is a service that allows that to happen. Hey, it's 18 degrees Celsius and cloudy in your at your house.
Yeah, it's starting to get warm. Yeah. I just wanted to show everybody, like this is pretty cool.
Sean, do not adjust those eyebrows.
Sorry about that. What was that? He just ended up speaking real loud.
We're playing it somewhere, but we can't see it. All we can do is see your screen with your background.
Oh, that's no good. That won't work.
Probably just share it to the page.
Yeah, let's just do that. So we're going to share it to the page. It's pretty cool. A lot of people don't realize I used to be a professional wrestler back in the day. Never really went anywhere. But for Father's Day,
Sean is being a bit gracious. He was a high level guy that drew 5s of 10s of people to the stands. And the Fijian warrior in his neon green banana hammock and his bicep tassels, no mask, and just straight fire.
I love it. Oh my God. Oh,
there is a poster somewhere. We'll have to drag it out one day so you can see it.
I do have it. Yeah.
I'm not lying at all about Sean's outfit. Sean was a handsome, well-built man back in the day and was not afraid to show it.
Would you be? I was in pretty good shape.
I think the black lace boots were a bit much, but should have been a little more barefoot for my liking. But,
Oh my gosh. Man, hey, on that note, I think we're gonna put a bow on this episode here.
Put a neon thong on this episode.
That's it. Oh,
well, maybe next time, kids, we'll bring the poster out. You can see a babyface Sean in a banana hammock and all his glory. I think the bicep tassels are my favorite part. That's the thing.
stop it, man. Stop it.
It's like the male stripper uniform is what Sean looked like when he was wrestling. That's fine. Thanks to our sponsors, Flyers Brewery. Always a good time with those folks. Swing my balls. Go check those folks out too. Get your groom routine on point. Sean, always a pleasure. Glad to be back in the I was going to say back in the throttle, but back on the throttle, back in the saddle. So,
Yeah, same here, man.
Here's to championship series, and we'll talk next week.
Absolutely. Hey,
be good.
There we go. Say it again one more time, Brad. What was that?
You better be good at it.
Righto.
You've listened to the podcast, but now it's time to visit us in our virtual sports bar. Get all of our info at guysbeersports.com, where you can find all the ways to connect with us. Watch for live conversations with Brad and Sean that happen throughout the week, and join in with your favorite local beer. You can share your thoughts in the conversation comments with your own uploaded videos, or even join us as a guest live commentator. The GBS Virtual Sports Bar is open for business. Come on in, boys and girls.